Did you know that there are still living dragons out there? Oh, and we'll tell you why you should stay away from them. Plus, we'll talk about which ants you should definitely run away from and which insect can swell up your arm to twice its size with a single bite. Don't swipe or click away because here are the top 10 most dangerous animals you should run away from. Number 10. Crocodiles. Yeah, well, tell that to those quote-unquote trainers at water shows. They're dumb enough to put their hand inside a croc's open mouth, and that's why one of them walked away without a hand. Now, we shouldn't even tell you why a 2,000-pound killing machine with one of the strongest bites in the world is dangerous, but we should tell you about Lolong and Gustav. Lolong is the largest crocodile ever held in captivity, weighing in at 2,370 pounds, 1,075 kilograms, and measuring a jaw-dropping 6.17 meters or 20 feet 3 inches. Sadly, Lolong has passed away on the 10th of February 2013, but his skin has been taxidermied and is held in the Philippine National Museum. And now we move to Gustav, the most feared croc in the entire world. This male monster has made a name for itself because it's believed he has killed 300 people. He lives in the Ruzizi River and has an almost mythical status among the locals. Number 9. Sharks. Yeah, we've all seen Jaws. We've all heard the horror stories, and we all know that sharks are some of the most dangerous fish in the sea. While that's not really true, even though we wouldn't advise you to go and pet one, the myth that sharks attack for no reason is false. To date, there are 500 species of shark. Some of them are big, some of them are small, some of them have sharp, some have dull teeth, but they're not at all vicious killers. For example, only 10 people die of sharks every day, while hippos kill 500 people, and we still think of sharks as more dangerous. The most interesting feature on a shark, aside from the fact that their skin feels like sandpaper upon touch, is their so-called sixth sense. This is a special mechanism that allows sharks to detect electric field generated by other animals so they know how and when to attack. Number 8. Komodo dragon. It's not Game of Thrones, this is real life. Komodo dragons are the largest lizards in the entire world, and they can measure about 10 feet in length and weigh about over 350 pounds. They're very powerful and their tail is so strong that they tend to use it to deal hefty damage to their prey. Back in the day, biologists used to speculate that the Komodo dragon can smash that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, they thought that the Komodo can cause infections and wounds because of bacteria in their mouth. However, this has since proven to be false. The Komodo dragon is just as clean as any other lizards, but they do have a venomous bite. Scientists have been doing research both in 2003 and 2009, and they found out that these dragons are somewhat dangerous, but it's not their main method of killing. Number 7. Piranha. No, these are not like the piranhas we saw in the movie Piranhas. The red-bellied piranha is probably the most dangerous fish that is found in South American rivers and lakes. The bite is powerful enough to snap twigs in half, and this is why when they attack prey, they're able to clean every ounce of meat from the bones, which leaves you with only bare skeleton. Now, they're not big, they're only between 5 and 14 inches in length, while the red-bellied piranha is the largest of the bunch, measuring about 20 inches or half a meter in length. But this doesn't mean they're tasty. So that's why many locals go fishing for piranhas, and they're enjoyed either fried or baked. Number 6. Skunks. Now, some of you might think that these little guys aren't dangerous, but if you don't want to smell, you've been living in the sewers for the past 3 years, then we would suggest you run away from them. Here's how the spray works. The skunk will tell you when it feels threatened by lifting its tail. This is a warning sign, and says that if you get close, they'll stink you up. If you don't need the signs, the 2 glands on each side of the anus will spray you with a potent and unbearable stench that you can't get rid of. Seriously, there's no known way to alleviate the stench, and bathing with regular shampoos doesn't help since the stench contains thiols, which can only be removed with grease-cutting dish detergent. Number 5. Lions. Regardless of what Disney tells us, these aren't the largest felines in the world, tigers are. But still, a lion is one of the most powerful and deadly predators. Now, because of poaching and hunting, the lion population has been reduced from 1 million to only about 23,000 nowadays. Now, we should mention that these giant 400-pound cats hunt mainly at night and during storms, so going on a safari when they're most active is not the wisest idea. And almost all of them can be found in Africa, but there's a small percentage of them who live in the Gir Forest National Park in India. And to mark their territory, the entire pride will roar together for about 40 seconds, a sound so powerful that it can be heard from 5 miles away. Now that's why the lion is the king of the jungle. Number 4. Bears. If you've seen them only in the circus, then bears are nothing like the animals you see there. They're not even like the ones that the governor of Moscow trained to serve pepper vodka. Bears can be kind and gentle, but we don't really advise getting too close to them. The average bear weighs between 500 and 600 pounds. The largest recorded bear weighed a jaw-dropping 2,209 pounds or 1,002 kilograms. Now, don't run if they start running towards you. The only chance of survival is playing dead. They can climb, swim, and run at about 35 miles per hour, so unless you're twice as fast as Usain Bolt, you'll never outrun one. Running is for when you're far enough and you see a bear approaching. Top 3. Number 3. Japanese giant hornet. These are probably the worst thing that evolution came up with. First of all, they're extremely large, about 2 inches in length and a wingspan of 3 inches. They're so powerful that 10 of them can kill an entire beehive, and humans are no exception. Just one sting from their 6mm long stinger will cause you so much pain that it will cause dizziness and will swell up the stung area to nearly twice its size. They usually attack in a group, and 100 of these stings are more than enough to kill an adult human. Running away is your only option, but even that isn't very effective. Number 2. Ants. Now, we should point out that not all ants are bad. There are those who are hardworking and only look for food, and then there are those like the bullet ant who's said to have a bite so powerful that it's like getting shot by a bullet. Oh, and the pain is reported to last for 24 hours, so imagine what would happen to your vocal cords if you keep yelling for 24 hours. The craziest are those manhood initiation rituals in some South American tribes, where you have to put your hand in a glove filled with bullet ants, supposedly to prove they're true men. If you ask the Guinness Book of World Records, the most dangerous ant in the world is the bulldog ant, which can be found in Australia. During an attack, they're ferocious and determined, and they're one of the most aggressive ants in the world, and since 1936, there have been 3 human fatalities caused by bulldog ants, and it's interesting how after the bite, they inject the stinger into the victim's skin, and it's been said that a 15-minute attack can kill a human. Number 1. Snakes. Are they the creepiest creatures on this list? We just talked about the Japanese giant wasp just a few minutes ago. However, since they're some of the deadliest creatures in existence, responsible for 100,000 deaths every year and bite about 5.4 million, we think that running away would be the smartest thing to do. Of the around 3,000 species of snakes in the world, 700 are venomous. That's almost 1/4 of all the snakes in the world, and they have venom powerful enough to result in death in about 2 to 3 minutes after the bite. Speaking of lethal venoms, the saw-scaled viper is actually the one with the most potent venom. Now, black mambas are a very close second, followed by the largest venomous snake in the world, the king cobra. And why would someone keep a pet that sleeps with its eyes wide open is beyond us. Oh, and don't forget pythons and anacondas, the snakes that can crush your bones and then swallow you whole. Did you know that there was one lady out there who said that her python used to get up from its cage every night, and in the morning, he would sleep beside her? When she told this to a snake expert, he said to her that the python was trying to measure her prey and decide whether he was big enough to swallow its owner. So, for the love of God, if you're not an expert, don't keep these things in your home. If you enjoyed this video, you'll like the next one. This is Koala with quality content. See you soon.